Hey guys, so this is Raymond, and today what I want to do is I want to talk about supporting people who have a rather unhealthy relationship with food. All right, it's raining a little bit. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I'm gonna make this as quick as possible and get out of here. So my point for today is that um, if you're dealing with someone who is, let's say, an alcoholic, someone who's addicted to alcohol, right? What you want to do to support them is to not have alcohol around them. It's very common for people to say, like, if you know someone's an alcoholic and then you're eating out at a restaurant with them, you don't go and order champagne or whiskey, especially if they're just starting out, right? You don't order alcohol because you're trying to support your friend who is an alcoholic who's trying to recover, right? Of course, later on, when they're really deep into their recovery, it's much easier for them to resist something like that, and they'd be the ones who would say, "Okay, you can drink alcohol; it doesn't bother me so much anymore." But when they're starting out, we try to support them that way, right? And I think it's very important for us to be the same way with people who have this really unhealthy relationship with food. People who really can't help themselves when it comes to eating unhealthy food. Like, you've seen me, if you've ever watched my earlier videos. I started this YouTube channel back when I was like 100 kilos. Right now I'm about 120. And that kind of just yo-yos up and down. I'm on my way down again. It takes a lot of effort for me to eat healthy and lose weight, right? So this is a very personal thing for me. Well, anyway, that's what you do when you're trying to support someone who has an alcohol addiction. And that's something and this is the funny thing when it comes to people who are addicted to food. And I'm telling you this, I'm not using that word lightly when I'm saying people are addicted to food. People who have a lot of difficulty, not eating junk food, not eating unhealthy food, they honestly are addicted to food. It's a very, you have these situations where it's bad for you. It will totally ruin your health, but you still eat it, right? Because you have this addiction to it. There's no other way for me to describe it. Which is the funny thing, though, is when it comes to food addiction, people who have this unhealthy relationship with food, society or most people think it's okay to tell them, look, I'm not forcing you to eat, so don't eat. Right? It's your fault if you eat, right? Like, if you go out to a restaurant with someone who's addicted to food and he goes, please guys, let's not order, ideally, right? The guy would say, yo, guys, I'm trying to lose weight, right? Can we not order dessert, right? And when it comes to food addiction, it's kind of common for people to say, hey, look, I'm not forcing you to eat the dessert. I'm going to eat dessert. If you eat dessert, it's your fault. Somehow it's okay to say that to people who have a food addiction, while it's not okay to say that with people who have an alcohol addiction or a drug addiction, whatever. So what I'm saying today is, my point with all of this is that we should be really supportive of our friends who are trying to lose weight, who are trying to get healthier, and we support them in that way by not putting their source of addiction next to them. We're going to support them. We should support them by not drinking soda in front of them when they're really trying to quit drinking soda. The same way you wouldn't smoke around a person who's trying to quit smoking, right? You wouldn't even offer cigarettes to a person who's trying to quit smoking. So we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't be offering people food who are really trying to lose weight. That's the thing, because it's still kind of socially acceptable to, like, joke around with people who are trying to lose weight. Just, you can give them sweets and say, oh, don't worry about it, you're just gonna do it once. I've heard that so many times, and people honestly, they don't mean any malice by it, but they think it's okay and it's perfectly normal. But we should realize that it makes it harder for people to say no when you do that. Especially here in the Philippines, where there's a really strong social component when it comes to food, right? Like, whenever you meet people, you really do have to eat. So that makes it hard enough to lose weight as it is, and if you try to eat healthy at those events, people somehow feel it's okay to say I'm offended. Like, oh, come on, why won't you eat when I'm around? And I think we really should change that. We should really support people if they're trying to lose weight. Um, don't offer them sweets. Don't offer them unhealthy food. Definitely not do that, and don't even eat it around them. Don't put it in the same house as them. It's really not that good for them. So I think I've rambled on long enough about this issue, and the rain's getting stronger. So I hope you guys help out your friends, and talk to you next time.